Hello, dear students. Good morning. Today I am going to take up the chapter Indigo by Louis Fisher. This author was born in Philadelphia. He served as a volunteer in the British Army between 1918 and 1920. Fisher made a career as a journalist and wrote for the New York Times, the Saturday Review, and for European and Asian publications. He was also a member of the faculty at Princeton University. The following is an excerpt from his book, that is a biography on the life of Mahatma Gandhi. The book has been reviewed as one of the best books ever written on Gandhiji by Times Educational Supplement. Now, although you have read the chapter earlier, I will summarize it in a few important points that are to be remembered. Meeting the Mahatma, travel to Champaran, Mahatma addresses the peasants the ground reality, Gandhi's method of patient consideration, first battle of war on injustice. The United Front, victory over adversity and fear, need for social transmutation, repercussions of Champaran. Meeting the Mahatma. The account begins with Fisher traveling to a place called Sevagram, a hospice run by Mahatma Gandhi. The great statesman reveals to Fisher reason for protesting against the Britishers in the year 1917 midst the World War I. Travel to Champaran. Before reaching Champaran, Gandhiji visited Rajendra Prasad at his house in Patna. Rajendra Prasad was a well-known lawyer but was not at home at that time. Interestingly, Gandhiji was refused to drink water from a tap on the belief that he belonged to. He narrated, that is, Gandhiji narrated to Fisher that he attended the 1916 Lucknow session of the Indian National Congress and met a small farmer by the name of Rajkumar Shukla. Rajkumar hailed from a place called Champaran in Bihar. The Champaran district was a place known for the cultivation of indigo, a cash crop. There the sharecroppers were being oppressed by the British landlords. Rajkumar would not relent in his appeal to the great man, and he finally agreed to visit Champaran. The outcast group called the Untouchables. From there, Gandhiji made a pit stop at Muzaffarpur to meet and talk to the sharecroppers. He arrived at the station on 15th April at Muzaffarpur station. Mahatma addresses the peasants. Gandhi asked the various lawyers appearing in courts for the farmers to convene together and inquired about the state of proceedings and conditions of the battles in the courts. Gandhi was shocked to learn about exorbitant fees demanded by the lawyers and decried their gluttony. He proclaimed that the real issue was of fear and they must conquer their fears before taking any step in the fight for justice. The ground reality. The situation in Champaran was a lot worse than what was predicted by the great man. The fertile lands of Champaran were owned by the English lords and tilled by the Indian tenant farmers. Under an old agreement, the peasants had to grow indigo on 15% of the arable area and pass on its entire production to the English men. With the advent of synthetic indigo, the English contrived to loot the farmers by asking them to pay compensation in place of the fixed 15% share. The peasants who stood up to such robbery were traumatized and repressed. Gandhi's method of patient consideration. Gandhi wanted to fact check everything before deciding on a final course of action and met with the secretary of the British Landlords Association. After being rebuffed, he met the British official commissioner of the Tirhut division, who tries to browbeat him to surrender. Once convinced of the details, Gandhi made his move to Champaran's capital, city named Motihari, with a team of few lawyers for further information. Once convinced of the details, Gandhi made his move to Champaran's capital city named Motihari with a team of few lawyers for further information. During his stay, one day he was harassed by the police and threatened. He was asked to leave and given official notification for the same. He openly declared that he will disobey the order. He was ordered to present his case in court. First battle of war on injustice. Gandhi sent a message to Rajendra Prasad to come to Champaran. He also messaged his ashram and the Viceroy of British India. The next morning, there were thousands of peasants stationed outside the courthouse. Gandhi declared this to be the first step towards curing the Indians of the fear of the English. After the establishment failed to control the crowd, they asked Gandhi who to do it. They even tried to defer the trial, but Gandhi protested. Gandhi confessed his guilt of non-compliance with the order, but stated that he only did that in serving the greater law of conscience and justice. The magistrate released Gandhi without bail for a 2-hour recess. After the resumption, the judge announced that the judgment will take more days. The United Front. Answering Gandhi's call for help, many renowned lawyers like Rajendra Prasad, etc., came to Bihar. They all agreed to take a united stand at Gandhi's behest, even in case he was imprisoned. The program and strategy of civil disobedience proved fruitful. As the case against Gandhi, the following was scrapped by the provincial lieutenant governor himself. The lawyers began their work and recorded statements of several thousand farmers. Evidence was collected and investigations were being conducted. Gandhi charted his plan of action, especially if he got the arrest. Lieutenant General Sir Edward Gate was asked to meet Gandhi, and after a few chats, he agreed to appoint an inquiry committee consisting of Gandhi officials and landlords. Victory over adversity and fear. The commission awarded compensatory refunds to the sharecroppers. It was agreed at 25%, even though Gandhi's initial demand was for 50%. In the end, the prestige of victory was more pertinent than a numerical value. Gradually, the British landlords abdicated their lands and the sharecropping arrangement was abolished after a few years. For social transmutation. Mutation means changes. Gandhi was not content with mere political and legal victories and desired the social transformation of Champaran. To achieve this dream, schools were opened in 6 different villages, with 12 of his followers taking up work as teachers in the spirit of. A doctor was brought in to take care of the health treatment and hygiene awareness. His beloved wife Kasturbai and youngest son Devdas also toiled for ensuring cleanliness and proper sanitation of Champaran. Repercussions of Champaran example. As Fisher puts it, even an ordinary victory like Champaran had extraordinary significance, both in the manner and the conditions in which it was achieved. Gandhiji's insistence on conquering the fears and internalizing a sense of struggle gave Indians a credo to adopt and cling on to. The ideals of self-sufficiency, like refusing to seek the help of English sympathizer Charles Freer Andrews, and self-belief made the Champaran episode a shining example for the rest of the country and countrymen to adore and replicate.